Here it comes from the wonderful Bob's Magic Emporium in beautiful sunny Maryland. Bigger and better than ever. Game shows, magic, and a whole lot more coming up on The New Talk Is Right. And now, here's your host, the Magic Man of Maryland, Mr. 444RR.
Welcome back to Bob's Magic Emporium. Time for the next all-new The New Talk Is Right, the weekly UCast with game shows, magic, and more. I'm your host, 444RR, and as always, we have to give our wonderful announcer, the Zachman18, a wonderful round of applause. Yes, thank you, Zach, for that great intro. Again, I've said it before, I'll say it again. My favorite intro ever. I love it. Alright, well, we have a lot of game show news to report on this week, so let's jump right into it. There is so much. I can't believe how much game show news there is this week. Alright, well, we have some very major stories to announce. The first thing, the highest rated daytime game show is now Family Feud's Steve Harvey. That is, or that's one, no. That is the second highest syndicated game show. Highest rated daytime show is The Price is Right. The second highest rated syndicated show, Wheel of Fortune, is still number one. Family Feud is number two. And this story came out this week that Steve Harvey and Family Feud have both been renewed through 2020. So we're going to see Steve Harvey as the host of Family Feud for another 5 years. Hey, why not? You know, Steve Harvey is the best thing to happen to Family Feud since, in my opinion, Ray Combs. I mean, Steve Harvey's been the best host since Ray Combs. Richard Dawson, Ray Combs, great hosts, and everybody else was kind of okay. Louis Anderson was okay. I'm a big fan of Richard Karn from Home Improvement. He was alright, and then John O'Hurley was okay. Towards the end of his career, I don't really like him as much. But congratulations, Steve Harvey. Also, two other shows got picked up through the 2017-2018 season, Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy! Pat Sajak, Vanna White, and Alex Trebek all had their contracts renewed until the 2017-2018 season. So congratulations to them. If you're wondering about Price is Right, I can't give you any news on that yet. CBS has not announced their lineup for next year, so we don't know if... I'm assuming Price is Right and Let's Make a Deal will come back because Price is Right is CBS's highest rated daytime show and the highest rated daytime game show. Which, you know, I think is kind of stupid to say Price is Right's the highest rated daytime game show, because that's not really a big accomplishment. The only other daytime game show on is Let's Make a Deal. It's like, I mean, Wheel of Fortune, Jeopardy, and Family Feud are all considered syndicated, so it's not really, I don't understand. Alright, anyways. Let's move on. Speaking of Jeopardy! Jeopardy had a unique occurrence this past week. They had a one-person Final Jeopardy! The other two contestants were in the negative at the end of the night, so only one person played Final Jeopardy! Now, in my opinion, I gotta tell you, the person who played Final Jeopardy! Played it a little dumb, in my opinion. You had nobody else to compete against. She bet $1,600 and got it wrong and lost $1,600. I'm like... You have nobody else to compete against. You can bet the minimum, which I think is $1. It's like, why didn't you just bet $1? And then your score would have been a little higher. I don't know. I mean, you could, yes, if she got the question right, she would have added to her score. But to me, I'm like, why would you, it's like, you already are the winner, so why don't you just leave your score up really high? Oh well. Alright, now the next thing I want to talk about is GSN has announced some new shows that they are greenlighting, which I'm very excited about. One thing GSN has announced they're greenlighting is something called Steampunked. It's going to be a kind of a competition show like Skin Wars, where contestants are going to do like the steampunk art. So, going to be kind of neat to see that one. Another one that they're going to talk about that they have picked up and greenlighted is something called Lie Detectors. What this is there's going to be facts. They're going to present facts. Only one of them is true, and you got to pick out the one that is true. I reported on a few weeks ago that they're going to bring back Chain Reaction to GSN, and we now have the host of Chain Reaction. We've now learned the host. Thank you to GSN's Facebook for this. Mike Carterwood is going to be the host of the new Chain Reaction on GSN. You know, Chain Reaction is not one of my favorite game shows, but I love playing along with it. It's got a great play-along factor, which I love. And, okay, great. Great, so that's all for GSN. The next little bit of game show news that we have, tell you, a lot of game show news this week. Fox has announced the premiere date for 2 of their game shows. The revival of Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader, hosted by Jeff Foxworthy, will start Tuesday, May 26th at 8 p.m. So make sure to watch that, because I always loved Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader. I thought it was really cool. Of course, some of the things on there, I'm like, wait a minute, I never learned this in 5th grade, but whatever. Some of the questions I was like, I didn't learn this. Or like they would do like a 3rd grade science question, and I'm like, that is not a 3rd grade. I learned that in 5th grade. So I'm just like, whatever though. But it's still a great show, and I love Jeff Foxworthy. I loved on American Bible Challenge, and I just love Jeff Foxworthy. So make sure to watch that. And a new show premieres June 25th at 8 p.m. It's called Boom. And Boom is a game show where teams of 3 answer trivia questions by cutting wires of a ticking slime bomb. And the correct answer earns money. Incorrect answers gets slime on the players. What are we, in 1990s Nickelodeon now with this slime bomb? I mean, I feel like this would fit better on Nickelodeon. I don't know. We'll see how this works. There's really no, anything about this yet. There's no promo video. There's no pictures or anything. So I don't know if, this is going to be like a Nickelodeon game show from the 90s or if it's going to be something completely different. I don't know. I hopefully the teams of 3 will be families, because I don't see adults wanting to get slimed. When you watch Family Double Dare, the parents always went through the obstacle course very timidly, and then the kids would always dive in there and get messy. So I don't know if parents really, or if adults really want to get slimed. I really want to get slimed. I would love to get slimed. That would be awesome. I'm thinking about making my own slime one day and maybe sliming myself right here on The Talk Is Right. We'll see. All right. And the next thing is, that's all the game show news. So as I said, a lot to report on this week for game show news. Alright, now there's no Magic-related news this week that I found very important, except for happy birthday to Lance Burton. He turned 55 this week, so congratulations to Lance. Happy birthday, Lance. One of my favorite magicians. He did a lot of stuff back in the 90s on some of the Magic specials we had back on TV in the 90s. And of course he does the Vegas performing as well, but I've never been to Vegas to see him live. I'd love to go see him. Alright, and ladies and gentlemen, I forgot to mention this at the top of the show. Happy Pi Day to all of you out there. If you don't know, Pi Day is always March 14th, because pi is 3.14, so that's kind of cool. And I heard something on Facebook today, actually, or yesterday, and they said Pi Day, this is only going to happen once in your life. But Pi Day this year is special because it's March 14th, 2015, and at 9:53 and 57 seconds, it completes the pi sequence. So 3.1415, and it goes on like that. So at 9:53, I think it is, or whatever the pi is, you can watch your clock, and that's kind of a little miracle. Now, people already said it's only going to happen once, because if you do the military time thing later, there's not going to be another, 9 o'clock? So, but still, happy Pi Day to all of you. And if you're a magician out there, a lot of magicians say Pi Day is very special, with it being one of the most magicalest days of the year. So, very cool. Alright, so there's something that a baseball team is starting to do for their concession stand. They're pairing with Krispy Kreme donuts for this new baseball stadium food. It's going to be a hot dog and bacon with raspberry jelly and a Krispy Kreme donut bun. I don't know. It sounds good. I would love to try it. Not the raspberry, though. I'm not a big fan of raspberry or jelly, so doesn't appeal to me. But the bacon, hot dog, and Krispy Kreme bun, that sounds really good. Okay. And there is this house. This is so funny. There's this house right here, right around my area, actually, that is for sale. It's 3,300 square feet. It's got 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, but the only thing is, you can't be claustrophobic because it's underground. The house is literally built into the side of a hill, and it's underground. Very cool. It's really neat. So, kind of neat to see the pictures this past week. It was like this little house, and very cool to see. And the final picture comes right off of social media. There's a picture floating around the internet that I saw of this guy who bought a jersey. And on the tag of the jersey, it says, and I quote, "Give this to your woman. it's her job to wash. Really? Or whoever did that, I hope they got fired. No, I'm kidding. I hope they got reprimanded, though, for putting that on a tag of a jersey. Like, seriously. This is not 1950 anymore. It's not a woman's job to wash and do laundry. I mean, yes, women do still do that for their husbands sometimes, but it's not their job anymore, like the stereotype of the 40s and 50s. All right, well, that's this week's stories. There was a lot of game show news to report on. If you like any of the stories this week, make sure to hit the like button down below. Give it a big thumbs up. Follow me on social media as well. Links for all that's in the description down below. And I'll see you next week for another episode of the new Talk is Right. Have a good week, everybody. If you'd like to see more awesome content, be sure to hit the subscribe button down below. New videos are posted every day of the week. Also, check out my website and register so you can post in the forums. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram, like me on Facebook, add me to your Google Plus circles, and check out my merchandise store to pick up some awesome swag. 444RR, game shows, magic, and more.